Gosh, I'll be honest, I was very hesitant at first to go on this trip. I was filled with the usual anxieties of, oh, what if I'm not ready? Or I haven't traveled in a couple years and just a bunch of stuff. And my youth pastor, Tim, who I definitely take a great bit of inspiration from, told me, you need to go on this trip. He's like, it'll really change your life. And I'll be honest, I doubted him at first because it's expensive to go, like, quite frankly. But I believe every single dollar that I put in there was meaningful because you take away from what you get in that week in Ecuador and you keep it for the rest of your life. Gosh, one of my first reactions was like, wow, this is the first time I've stepped in South America. And apart from that, I haven't traveled in 4 or 5 years. And I was like, wow, I've actually gotten off a plane and experienced what it's like being in a new country. But that kind of wore off really quick. What really struck me is just how beautiful the country is. It's like when we got out and we started driving around, Ecuador is, in my opinion, the most beautiful country I've ever visited in my life. I will say the people are exceptionally friendly. They care a lot about you, and honestly, I felt the hospitality in every regard. Wow, especially while we were at the missions board place, those people, they cared for you and loved you. And even though you spent only about 5 or 6 days with them, you can feel like you're brothers with them by the end of that time. Even though it's short, they're just so kind, and serving with them was a true privilege. We put a lot of socks and shoes, and we fed these people. We gave them the necessary means of just keeping going. We planted churches, but I could describe the first missions that we did. This was definitely the most stressful one. As we were leading up to it, I think I wasn't the only one in the truck who was thinking, wow, this is my first missions trip, and we were all kind of nervous because we didn't know what to expect. Everyone's like, oh, you're going to be washing feet and doing all this stuff, and the moment I sat down and started doing this work and serving other people and helping other people, all my anxieties went away, and it just felt natural to serve and help others. Every village, just keep in mind, is very poor compared to what we have here. They have very little. We were in basically a pretty worn down room most of the time, and we just got a bunch of basins and buckets out, put water in them, and we had soap and brushes, and we started washing their feet. And at the end of every single time we washed their feet, gave them some socks and put new boots on them, we told them the gospel and the message of Jesus. And we did this for a lot of people. In a typical session, I would do 30 or 40 people. And we did this many days in a row. To us, receiving a new pair of shoes is like, oh, that's necessary. But to them, that was everything. Those people, I don't think some of them had received a gift in their entire life. I heard a story of a 52-year-old woman who never had a pair of boots in her life. She had just walked barefoot the entire time. And giving them that opportunity to have a pair of socks and shoes, I think that changed them forever, if I'm being honest. It gave me definitely a brand new perspective on life in general as I see that. I mean, I like to inflate problems in my head that I have here in America, like, wow, I have so many issues. But when I was over there, I really felt like, wow, they have it significantly worse than I do. Not only do they have to worry about what they eat, have to work all the time on hard farmland, they're in a pretty kind of hard environment, and that mountains can get really cold and hot. It's pretty hard. And just how happy they are with it. They're not angry, they're not upset about it, they're just content. And from what I met, not a single one of those people looked angry or depressed about the situation they were in. They just thought that was normal. And to me, it was beautiful realizing, coming from America, seeing how great I actually have it, how beautiful it is, the land that which I am born into, and how thankful I am that I have that opportunity, as they do not have that, but yet they are happy with it. Even though we may view it as, wow, they're poor, they're completely happy and fine with it. And I'm thankful for that new perspective that I have. Absolutely, you have to go. I'm forcing you. No, I'm just kidding. But that is something that I would recommend 100%. You can go to the Bahamas. You can go to a nice vacation resort for a week. That's temporary. That really will only last you a little while. But you go to Ecuador and you stay that little time there, you keep with that for the rest of your life. It's an experience that changes you and sticks with you for my belief in eternity.